This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Regina League.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Good Neighbor Podcast. My name is Regina, and I interview local businesses in the South Charlotte area so our listeners can get to know them better. Today, I am chatting with Bryant Cohen. He is the owner of Pink's Windows, and he works the South Charlotte area. Welcome, Bryant.
Regina, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I have seen you guys all over Facebook, and I was like, okay, I've got to find out who these guys are. You've got a very, very catchy brand, but let's first start. Tell us a bit about you and then how you got into this.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. Originally I'm from Durham, North Carolina. So I was born and raised there. Went to school in Winston-Salem State, economics major. And so been a North Carolinian through and through. And I moved to Charlotte a little over 10 years ago after I graduated school. And at the time I was actually in management consulting, and throughout my career, kind of moved from consulting into private equity, and ultimately wanted to kind of get more into operating a business that I found interesting. Still being able to, keep some good relationships and network in the investment space, especially here in Charlotte. But beyond that, like really fund and operate an opportunity that's just really interesting. And we could provide a quality service to people that we're interested in and that we love to serve. And so, and that's kind of how I ended up stumbling upon Pink's. And actually at the time, I was looking to do more small business activities. And I had a trusted advisor who said, hey, you should really take a look at this company. In fact, the founders are a bit similar to you, and the fact that, they were kind of similar ages, but they were based in Austin, Texas, and during COVID got laid off of corporate jobs and wanted to make a difference and find a way also to make money while doing so. And that's how kind of Pink's was born. And knowing that story and that background and just looking at the business as a whole in an industry that could be innovated and professionalized, it just looked like the perfect opportunity. So here we are.
Well, it's quite a brand for our listeners. If you can look on their website, Pink's Windows Services. Why pink? I mean, these, macho guys, and they're all wearing pink. And is there a story behind the name?
Yeah. So interesting enough, the story behind the name, it came from, when you look at the industry, and it's, no disrespect to a lot of the companies that are, in the space and have been in the space. Especially on the window cleaning side. It was just, when you look at a lot of other industries and how they diversify, there's just this common thread in window cleaning where it's like, hey, it's something about a squeegee or a window bros. And it was like, well, how do we kind of bring sort of what we would say has been lacking in blue collar over the past, few decades, this quality of service and that just thoughtfulness that kind of we're used to, like sort of back in the mid-century days.
Yeah.
And so if you look at our uniforms and if you look at our aesthetic, it'll kind of give you some reminiscent feels of that time period. And us doing, what we say we're going to do and all of that is just huge. And it was like Pink's literally was just like an intuitive name that just came and it stuck, and it was able to kind of inform the brand aesthetic, but it just matched what we were looking to achieve and, how we wanted the brand to show up in the industry.
Well, it's fun. It makes you smile when you say it. For some reason, I don't know why, but these guys are quite clever. So you do a lot more than just window cleaning. Take us through all the things you guys can do at a home or a business, I see.
Oh, yes, absolutely. So we do residential or commercial. We do love window cleaning. That's our bread and butter that, we love to offer. But we also love to offer some add-on services since we're there and we're building this relationship. There are quite a few things that we're able to take care of and take care of at a high level. And that goes into gutter cleaning. We do screen cleaning. So if you have a windows with tons of screens, we take them off and clean those for you as well. We also do, high dusting for light fixtures, especially when some of these beautiful homes, your lights are pretty high up and they're hard to reach. We're able to kind of bring our ladder and equipment in and take care of that for you as well. Even when it comes to roof washing, which we don't do a ton of, to be transparent, just out of just pure safety for our team. But we do offer that in some scenarios as well. And so yeah, we offer quite a bit. It's almost any problem that you have that's hard to reach in your home. We have something for it, and we can do our best to solve that for you.
Yeah, anything that requires a ladder is what I'm guessing
Right.
here. Yeah. So tell us about your team, because I think, like you pointed out earlier, there are people everywhere that'll come and wash your windows. So what do you look for? What kind of requirements, what kind of vetting do you do?
Absolutely. And this is actually a favorite part of the process for me, because even myself, if you look at the founder of Pinks and looking at myself, like, we're typically not the individuals you would expect to be your window cleaner or come in and take care of type of service, being that we have more white collar backgrounds. But one thing we do love to look at, number one, is clearly the background check. Like, we're going to be in and close to homes. And so we want to make sure that our customers feel safe and know that we're sending reputable individuals to their home that, have integrity and just great character. Character is always number one. And then beyond that, we love to look at individuals who have experience in hospitality, because one thing we love more than anything is emphasizing customer journey, emphasizing customer service. And so individuals who've had some experience, maybe they worked at a hotel, maybe they worked at a country club, loving to bring that type of individual, or if they've been in a white collar space and want to be more active, want more autonomy. So we love to offer those opportunities to individuals who are professionals or have a very, very short learning curve to become great professionals, because that's one of our biggest separators, is just how we treat our customers, how we take care of their property. And so that's a huge part of how we look at our team.
Well, I can see that's what sets you apart. Your guys are in uniform. I'm assuming branded trucks, the whole
Yes.
thing. So
Absolutely.
is there anything else that sets y'all apart? Because you obviously were very drawn to this brand, to, hang your hat here. Is there anything else?
Yes, I would say, I think one of the biggest things is, when you look at what makes a great business, if you look across several industries, whether it's hotels or in the product space with water, you can see a ton of brands, you can see a ton of offerings in so many different spaces. But when it comes to Pinks, what I feel has been done successfully is being able to and innovate an industry through like the true basics of, hey, we're going to show up on time. There's no large arrival window. We're not going to take 3 hours out of your day for you to anticipate our arrival. We're going to arrive when we say we're going to arrive. We're going to do what we say we're going to do. And we're going to treat your property with the utmost respect and care, which sounds very simple. But especially in these industries, that is very, very underappreciated. And from our customers, we get so many horror stories. And so it's beautiful when we're able to give them an experience that, just gets them to fall in love with this process and fall in love with allowing us to take care of their property. So
Right.
I absolutely love that.
Once you think of the things you can do inside the home, I never thought about that. Who does clean those big, we've got a lot of high ceilings in homes here. On
Absolutely.
your website, you talk about the quick estimate. So what is your quoting process?
Yes. So it's funny because we used to, not used to, we've made attempts and we still make attempts to provide estimates digitally. So once you request an estimate, whether that's, via phone or through our actual web form on our website, then at that point with business day, we'll get you, either schedule for us to come out and do an estimate or get in quote over. The challenge is it does require us to come out and take a look at the property, simply because windows are very nuanced and more nuanced than you could imagine, because, there are different panes, they're different shapes, they're different sizes. And because of that, it takes, different amounts of time. And so we do need to get out and sort of get some eyes on the property so we can give it a proper quote. And so that's typically what happens, whether you use the web form or call in within one business day. We'll either schedule to come out and do an estimate, or if we have enough from our software to be able to see the home and you land in a nice price range, we can send it out to you digitally as well.
I love that. I would assume I know the answer, but are you guys bonded and fully insured?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. We're fully insured from general liability to workers' comp to auto. Yes. And our coverage is a bit boosted. It's, at $1 million per occurrence. So definitely not a light insurance policy, but I mean, it's necessary for us and for our team and for the customers as well.
Absolutely. Bryant, what are you most proud of in this journey of an entrepreneur and a business owner?
Honestly, it's been a lot different because I've been in finance more recently, especially as being in private equity and spending some time even as a CFO, one of the operating companies. And there's something very different about making a physical change to something and seeing it physically improve. Like, there's an instant gratification that comes from taking care of a customer, taking care of their property and seeing them glow. I haven't had that experience much in my entire career. And like, when we go out on a job and we experience that from a customer, that is like a level of joy I didn't anticipate. I knew it would be there, but it really does feel good. And it makes me proud to see that our team, they share that feeling as well. Like, they feel like there's nothing I can do, bonus, tip, commission, that makes them feel better than when a customer said they did a good job. And I absolutely love that. So
I can see this is going to be so successful. And again, I think it's a very, very fun and clever brand. And you're pretty amazing, Bryant. Well, tell us how our listeners can find Pink's Windows.
Absolutely. So you could find Pink's Windows online. I think the easiest way to find us is kind of at the website, which is www.pinkswindows.com. And if you want to look for our location specifically, we are Pink's Windows, South Charlotte, Ballantyne. We are on Facebook, so find us on Facebook. We communicate there. We are also on Instagram. We are on the internet. If you Google us, we'll come up, and honestly, a web form or a phone call, we'll be able to get to you pretty quickly.
Well, I love it. And again, you're residential and commercial and just do about everything that requires a ladder and the things none of us want to do.
Absolutely. Right.
Well,
right.
Brian, it's a pleasure getting to know you. I'm very happy, excited for the future of Pink's here in South Charlotte. Thank you for joining us today.
No problem. Thank you so much, Regina.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpsouthcharlotte.com. That's gnpsouthcharlotte.com or call 980-351-5719.